going in. Oh, come on! Good day there once again, viewers. This is your mate Kamikaze78 here, come to you guys with some more Planetside 2 content. Today guys, we are returning once again to the shiny and oh so gracious armory of Planetside for yet another installment of the Quartermasters overview. The series where we take a category of weapons from one faction's armory and give it a quick overview across the board. Now today, the TR LMGs are going to fall under our microscope here, which I know some people won't be happy about because we haven't covered any Vanu Sovereignty weapons at all yet in this series. Now all I can say to my VS compadres is use the link down below to vote on the weapon category you would like to see us cover next, and that gives your faction/weapons list a running shot of being looked at in the next episode. But admin stuff aside, let's move on to the meat and potatoes of the video and dive into the collection of LMGs available to the mighty Terran Republic. The T9 CARV is the stock LMG available to the new recruits of the Republic's Heavy Assault Division, and there's simply no denying that this is one beast of an LMG, a perfect concoction of death and destruction cooked up by the mighty Republic themselves. The TR soldiers are greeted here with a 100 round magazine that can be completely unloaded in as little as 8 seconds thanks to its blitzing 750 rounds per minute fire rate. Translation, that's a lot of DACA for a lot of rebels and space heretics. The T9 CARV is renowned for abilities in crowd control, both defensively and offensively, and despite its aggressive recoil pattern can be a true asset to any squad in the right hands. The primary downside of this behemoth of a weapon is the reload procedure, which is clunky as all hell and can leave a user out of action for up to 6.2 seconds, which is far from ideal, admittingly. So be prepared to deal with that and make the most of the magazine here when engaging enemies. Now, much like the S-type variants that we've covered in the past here on this series, the CARV-S is just a more middle-of-the-road option here by comparison to its default cousin. Here we have a dialed-down rate of fire which makes the weapon a little less potent by comparison, but also comes with a much faster reload time without trading the magazine size, which actually makes the CARV-S a little more reliable when it comes to holding choke points, because when you inevitably run out of ammo, you have less downtime between reloads. But thanks to that slower rate of fire, it does demand that you go for headshots a bit more often to maintain the time to kill you can expect to see from the baseline damage on the T9 CARV. But with the option to mount a compensator and a forward grip on the T9 CARV-S, you have more than every ability to turn the CARV-S into a true laser beam under the right circumstances. As I said before, this is once again a nice middle-of-the-road option for those who are looking for something as such. The MSW-R here takes the very successful fire rate and damage model from the T9 CARV and transfers it into a more mobile platform that is a little less cumbersome to handle. The most alarming difference users will notice out of the gate here is the difference in magazine size, with the MSW-R only featuring a 50 round magazine, and that may seem a little harsh coming from the base T9 CARV. But with that lighter weight mag comes a greatly improved reload speed and an incredible hip-fire accuracy that is almost too good to be true for a light machine gun. The end result is a weapon that is a top pick among TR shock troopers and heavy assaults who prefer to constantly push their enemies' backs against the wall. Yeah, look, make sure you aren't biting off more than you can chew here with that smaller magazine size. As I said before, many TR heavy assault veterans will make this their go-to option on the field for its CQC lethality, and who can blame them? The T16 Rhino and T32 Bull look at the craziness that comes from the MSW-R and just say, you know what, no, let's take a step back and take a few deep breaths here. These are weapons that are cool, calm, and very collected. Both of these weapons are actually relatively similar out of the box. They feature identical damage models and pretty similar recoil patterns that amount to low damage, high accuracy weapons that can maintain accurate fire for long bursts. So what's the difference here? Well, your T16 Rhino sports a 100 round magazine that can actually be bumped up to a whopping 200 round mag with the extended mags attachment, making this the key option for holding down a doorway and simply not moving. Now, crossing over to the T32 Bull, we have a weapon that sports the smaller 60 round mag, but also features the fastest reload in the TR LMG arsenal of only 2.89 seconds. So while the weapon doesn't sport an incredible mag size for crowd control, it's more than capable of holding its own in select scenarios against one or two opponents before needing to reload. The catch here for both of these weapons is that they have the slowest fire rate of the TR LMG lineup while having the 143 damage model. So in translation, that means a weaker damage output, and you need to be ready to score those headshots to make up for it. Otherwise, you will be outdamaged by most other weapons in the game. But nonetheless, they are powerhouses in the world of holding down choke points. There is no denying that. So there's people out there who try to break the world record attempts for, the fastest recorded land speeds and such. But the TR had a different record in sight. The record for the fastest firing LMG on Araxis, and they smashed the record out of the park here with the Watchman. The Watchman is the embodiment of Daka in the LMG range, sporting a whopping 857 rounds per minute fire rate. It's quite simple. You're going to be firing, and you're going to be firing really, really fast. This does come at a cost, however, the fact being that this is the only TR LMG in the range that sports a weaker caliber round by comparison to the 143 damage model weapons. It actually hits with a maximum damage of 125. So what does this mean? Well, if you take into consideration the pretty easy to handle recoil pattern and the fact that the Watchman, despite its rate of fire, does have one of the weakest damage output per magazine potentials, it is actually best used in the hands of a skilled shooter that can capitalize on headshots. It's a great addition to the arsenal for those who are just looking for all the Daka to be embodied into one weapon, but it does come with that caveat, and you actually do need to place your crosshair here fairly accurately. And last but certainly not least, we find ourselves with the polar opposite of the Watchman in the LMG world, the TMG-50. It's the only TR LMG around that takes on the quality over quantity mindset by sporting a heavier round capable of 167 damage. Now this is a perfect option for those who are in the TR and, have the odd NC related fantasy, but also don't feel like, full-blown defecting to TK and bonus checks on the other side of the river. Now, all jokes aside, the TMG-50 sports an incredible damage output, and when you harness its heavier recoil kick, you are more than capable of unleashing some ridiculous damage at ranges that may very well surprise you. Just keep in mind that spraying and praying with this weapon here isn't going to get you very far. You need to make your shots count here in the grand scheme of things to make up for the weaker fire rate that comes as a result of the heavier damage model. But folks, with all that said, that brings today's video discussing the Terran Republic light machine gun lineup of weapons to a close. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to backhand the like button and let me know in the comment section down below which weapon of the TR LMG lineup you enjoy the most. Is it the default CARV? Is it the strange but accurate TMG-50? Or is it the Daka that comes from the Watchman? Or are you all about the mobility with the MSW-R? Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what your favorite TR LMG is, and take a moment to share some tips and tricks behind using the weapon in the comments too. Help out a new player today, give them some resources to help them progress through this lineup of LMGs. If you guys enjoyed the video and you're brand new to the channel, consider backing the subscribe button on your way around, backing the like button. It goes a long way to help me out here. And you can also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/kamikaze78, linked in the description down below. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.